Good afternoon, you guys. It is later than I usually like to upload my video, but we just got really busy here today for a Monday as usual. But it's Monday, March 16th, 2015. I thought it'd be fun to do a numerological reading on Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard because I'm sure you've heard the story where Taraji was saying that she liked the script and that Lee Daniels was looking for her, but they were thinking about having Wesley Snipes play Lucius. But she let it be known that she would rather have, if she had any say, have Terrence Howard, or she probably wasn't going to be real interested in doing it. And there really wasn't anybody, if you think about it, at this time in life to play Cookie. Either people are too older for the part, or they're too young, or they don't have that natural swag that she has and can bring to. Um, like we also know that just like her character, Taraji likes to keep it real, but she doesn't want to go overboard because they had been wrestling back and forth if they should use the N word. Terrence, I guess, wanted to, and she was totally against it, and good for her. She didn't want to use that because of the message that is sent out there. It's counter to what they were trying to show because it's supposed to be, at the end of the day, a family story. Now with these two, boy, are they so much alike. They are actually little soulmates for one another. That's a 8. Hold on a second. 10 and 6, 18, 19. 6. Yeah, they are very much alike. They have a lot of numbers that are um, compatible. Her birthday is September 11th, 1970. His is March 11th, 1969. So the obvious is that they're close together in age. Her being a September baby, she's a Virgo. Virgos are interesting characters. They have great minds. They think fast. They've got that Mercury planet that rules over them. That's a lot of other aspects besides the sun sign. But with her, when she grew up as a person that was really devoted to her family. And somebody in her family didn't necessarily give her the love in the way that she needed to have been given to. Virgos are really smart, very talkative, terrific sense of humor, sarcastic, can be a little judgmental too. It just is part of who they are. So if she's not feeling you, somebody's going to know. She's not a loudmouth type of person. She's a bit of a closet freak. Let me tell you that too. Like she likes to get her little groove on, and she can do the most. But Virgos don't like to put it out there like that. Um, but like I said, when she was growing up, she was a hard worker. She was a very obedient child for the most part, even though she really wanted to be, like make her own decisions. She really found that family and family values was very important. She was probably very good in school, if not very good, very talented, but she got a lot of the spotlight, a lot of shine. A lot of teachers and older people really loved her, and they let her know about it. Now she is in a period of an 11. So there's a couple of things going on actually. She's like an 1111. 11 is a master number. It means that you come here to learn, and now you're going to learn things, but you're going to have to learn them a bit of a hard way. So that means that she could be a magnet for strange, peculiar events that happen. Or one day you're working a great job and then suddenly they don't need you anymore. Or one day you're in a relationship and he decides suddenly to go, but with your girlfriend or your sister or something like that. But she has a way of picking herself up because even though that's 11, it's really kind of a disguise as two double ones. So she's definitely going to be looking out for herself and looking out for number one and being in charge of what she does because she's a master now. And she's a master through learning the hard ways. But it's not like the hard things happen and she doesn't learn. She actually does learn. She comes across as an 11, but let's break it down to a 2. She comes across, let me just say, she appears to come across as someone who likes to work in partnership. She likes to work in teams. She likes to work who she work with, who she's going to work with. She's very creative. She likes peace. She likes harmony. She doesn't really like a lot of drama, although drama does come to her, not by her own devices, but because of the number that she has. That 11 makes her a magnet for that. Um, when she gets older and she's ready to sort of settle down and whatever, she's going to do quite well. She's going to have more money than what she's had before. This is starting in her 50s or so. But she's going to be very successful. Hopefully she'll learn how to handle her money and make make it last. And because of this role, it's going to be a twofold situation. I hope that she's thought about this or she's prepared for that. What I mean is, because she is now so entrenched in that role of Cookie, we're always going to know her as Cookie. So, just like when the little boy played Screech in Saved by the Bell, or Marsha, who played Marsha Brady, or anything like that, well, you always know them as that person. That's your go-to idea when you think about them. And that's what's the situation going to be with her. She's going to always be Cookie. And hopefully she'll be okay with that, or she's thought about that, reflected on that, because she's a thinking person. And it was more than just a job, but it was saying, you know what, I want to put me in this. I want to put my stamp in this, and I'm ready to go with however it may come. This year, she is in 7, 8, 17, 19. She's having a number 1 year. So last year, for her, many things came to an end, and she moved on from a lot of things, whether it was work or relationships or anything. She could have even found herself stabbed in the back where somebody said, I got you, or I support you, or what have you, and they pulled the rug out from under her. So she knows, and if she sees this by chance, she'll know what I'm talking about, that she really felt betrayed. But when she puts it in perspective in time, and she'll find out that it was for the best. One good example is that she was in the show Person of Interest, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, they didn't want her on the show anymore, and they pulled the carpet out from under her without her really having a goodbye episode, so to speak, or I think she got murdered off, so there was no coming back from that, and it kind of came up on her out of the blue. Whether she was ready financially or not, it didn't even matter. It was just, that was it, that's done. There's no talking about it. It wasn't because people didn't like her, like the audience and so forth. So. But this year, that's fine, because this year is a number 1 year for her. She won't come into it until her birthday. So that'll be great, because it'll be the time Empire will start. And hopefully she'll be able to stay with that for a while. She started it in a number 9 year. So sometimes that's funky and it doesn't really go the way you think it's going to go, or last as long as you think it's going to last. But take advantage of it while you can. Now, she's automatically wanted to work with Terrence Howard, and I can see that because by looking at his birthday, they would have been soulmate compatibility. Now, soulmate doesn't mean that we're in love. You can be a soulmate with plants, believe it or not, or your pet can be a soulmate to you. Your children, one of those can be a soulmate to you. A soulmate is somebody that you have this sort of karmic relationship that you had with them in the past, and that you are working your relationship out, this bond out in this life. Oftentimes, it's through communication issues. So they have to be careful with that, because her being an earth sign and a number 9, she's very solid. She's very down to earth. She's blunt. Her being a number 1, she likes things for her to go a certain way. She thinks about her before she thinks about others. She doesn't it's not like she doesn't think about others, but she thinks about what's best for me. How can I get this together? How can I organize this? How can I lead up that? I would not be surprised to see her having a business or an acting workshop or something to that later on in life. With Terrence, he started off as a number 3. He grew up as a very creative kid, very spontaneous, loved to have a good time, loved to hang out, loved to get his party on, whatever his party was, from getting high to smoking weed to drinking to whatever. He was very much like that. More laid back, love the limelight, a bit of a victim type of personality. Number threes tend to have that, where why is this always happen to me, or this and that happened to me, but never take into account, well, you made this choice or you made that choice, and that's why it's happening to you. So in the early days, he did a lot more thinking than he did doing. Like, he didn't really have, acting was something he liked and he enjoyed, and he was pretty good at it. But it wasn't something that he's thought about like long term or long range. And so that's why he's been in a lot of different parts. I could not see him so much doing a lot of TV. He had done a series. This is many moons ago. I remember that. And that series didn't last. But that was okay for him because he liked to have the freedom, the spontaneity. Now he's in 11. His birth date is, his day is the 11th, same as Taraji. So that means a couple things. They work well in partnership, so they would work together in partnership quite well, not to mention their karmic natural bond. They would definitely be able to keep the peace and the harmony around. They like more laughs, especially him, more laughs than heavy stuff. They both are single-minded. They both are very independent. You would not think these two could come together and work together as well as they do, but sometimes they really work well together, and other times they have their issues. Do believe that. But he, as an individual, is a number 4. And I say that there's a lot of performers that are number 4. These people are kind of straight laced, and as an overall look, they're about their business. They can be very organized. They do like to dot their I's, they cross their T's. They may be foolish when they're young. Like in his case, he might have been a little silly when he's young, but he could have a drink or a cocktail or a smoke or whatever, but still tell you about, he had this and that appointment to get there, and he's going to get there on time. That's a number 4. They also have a tendency to have situations come up in their life where everything is going smooth, but then boom, there's a block of some sort. But they also have a way of going around that and manipulating those blocks. So that's what he's been doing all his days. And what he'll continue to do is he'll go for a great time, and then some block will come up and he'll overcome it. And he'll even do better now because he has more life experiences with him. For him this year, what's his personal year this year? Oh, also too, on the outside of him, he appears to be someone that likes, and it's part of him. He likes a lot of travel. He likes a lot of changes. He's able to go with the flow. He's able to adapt. He is Pisces, so that's good for him, flowing and things like that. He can work that out. But this year, again, is a number 4 for him. So watch him really be on top of his game. He's learned, I guess, over the hardships. I'll take that over the hardships, that he knows either to hold on or plan for an unplannable future. But that's Taraji and Terrence. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.